Tonight's going to be a little bit different. I will not be sharing a story about demons or goblins or ghosts or deer, which seem to be a reoccurring thing on this show for some reason. Deer. I don't I don't know. Animals. But this is actually a little bit different because, and I'm curious to see what you all think of this. So yeah, make sure you let me know. I'm going to share a story. This was actually suggested by a listener. I'll give it a shout out to Steve Carroll for the suggestion on this. It is about a tornado that hit Joplin, Missouri. It's a very bad tornadic event that happened in Joplin, Missouri, and that's what I'm going to share today. So what I'll do is I'll go through the first part of this, and we'll go from there. But yeah, Joplin is a city in Jasper and Newton counties in southwestern corner of the U.S. state of Missouri. Lead was discovered in Joplin Creek Valley before the Civil War, but only after the war did significant development take place. So therefore, that's how this city becomes a development. By 1871, numerous mining camps sprang up in the valley, and resident John C. Cox filed a plan for the city in the East Valley. Cox wanted to name this place Joplin City after the spring and creek that's nearby. The bulk of this city is in Jasper County, while southern portion is in Newton County. Joplin is the largest city located within both of those counties with a population of 52,000 people as of the year 2020. It's the 13th most populated city in Missouri. City covers an area of 36 square miles, so it's by no means a small city where this event happens. The 2011 Joplin tornado was a large, devastating multi-vortex tornado that struck Joplin, Missouri, United States on the evening of Sunday, May 2nd, 2011. It was the first F5 tornado to occur in Missouri since May 20th, 1957, when an F5 destroyed several suburbs of Kansas City. It was the third tornado to actually strike Joplin since 1971. On the evening of May 21st, 2011, at 8 p.m. Central Time, the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center issued a slight risk of severe weather for the following day for much of the upper plains in the Midwest. By 8 a.m. the following day on the 22nd, forecasters at the Storm Prediction Center realized that a more intense weather outbreak was likely to occur and upgraded the large area that previously been to a moderate risk now. Fast forward 3.5 hours to 11:30 a.m. Central Time, a public severe weather outlook was issued at this time, and the outlook stated that severe weather was expected that afternoon, with tornadoes, large hail, strong wind, all named as threats. At 1:30 p.m., 4 hours prior to the tornado, the Storm Prediction Center issued a tornado watch for southwestern Missouri to remain in effect until 9 p.m. that evening. The watch predicted the following: explosive thunderstorm development with a strong tornado or two highly possible. Thunderstorms began developing between 2 and 3 p.m. over southeast Kansas. They quickly became severe, and as the thunderstorm development continued moving east, forecasters became more concerned about tornadic development. Thunderstorm west of Joplin that eventually produced the F5 tornado was first issued at 5:17 p.m. Central Time, 17 minutes before it touched down and 19 minutes before it entered the city of Joplin. The tornado first touched down in Newton County, Missouri, just east of the Missouri-Kansas state line, approximately 1/2 mile southwest of the intersection of South Central City Road, 32nd Street. At 5:34, eyewitnesses and storm chasers reported multi-vortex rotating around the parent circulation. Here, the tornado downed several large trees at an EF0 intensity. Several defense sirens sounded in Joplin 20 minutes before the tornado struck. In response to the tornado warning at 5:17, the following counties were issued for that tornado warning. It was Newton and Jasper counties, which we talked about earlier is where Joplin is, and southwest portions of the counties that surround it. But many Joplin residents did not feel the need to react, even though there were sirens. The tornado, and I'll cut myself off there. There is a lot of tornadic activity in southwest Missouri. It's Tornado Alley area, so I think they probably do become a little bit numb to this. Okay, the tornado just developed and moved east, northeast, and strengthened to an EF1 intensity as it continued through rural areas towards Joplin, snapping trees and power poles and damaging outbuildings. Widening, the tornado then tracked into a more densely populated southwest corner of the city near Twin Hills Country Club. It heavily damaged several homes at a subdivision in this area. at this point up to an EF3 strength. The tornado continued to cause EF3 damage as it moved through another subdivision just east of Iron Gates Road. Numerous homes were destroyed and multiple vehicles tossed around, some of which were thrown onto or rolled into homes. The tornado reached E4 intensity just before crossing South Scheffendecker Avenue. At 5:36 p.m., the tornado produced its first area of EF4 damage, only 4 minutes after touching down, as several small but well-built commercial buildings were flattened. Consistent EF4 to EF5 damage was noted as it continued through southern Joplin. Numerous home, businesses, and medical buildings were flattened in this area, with concrete walls collapsed and crushed into the foundations. A large steel-reinforced step and floor structure leading into a completely destroyed medical building was deflected upward several inches and cracked. Steel trestles from some of the buildings were rolled up like paper. Multiple vehicles were thrown and mangled or wrapped around trees nearby. Several 300-pound concrete parking stops anchored with rebar were torn from the parking lot in this area and thrown up to 100 yards away. An Iowa State University wind engineer calculated the force needed to remove those parking stops from the lot. The wind requirements to do that would be exceeding 220 miles an hour. Damage became remarkably widespread and catastrophic at and around the nearby St. John's Region Medical Center, which lost nearly every window on 3 sides, interior walls, ceilings, and part of its roof. Its flight rescue helicopter was also blown away and destroyed. This caused 5 casualties, and 9-story buildings were damaged so bad, and later on these buildings would be deemed structurally compromised and then had to be torn down. According to the National Weather Service, such extreme structural damage, such as large and well-built structures, likely indicated winds that exceeded 230 miles an hour. Vehicles in the hospital parking lot were thrown into the air and mangled beyond recognition, including a semi-truck that was tossed 125 yards and wrapped completely around a debarked tree. Small debris from hospital, including x-rays, medical reports, and dental records, were found in the surrounding counties around that area, many miles to the east. Windrowing of debris was noted in this area, and more concrete parking stops were removed from the parking lot by the tornado. Virtually every house near McLeland Boulevard and 26th Street was flattened. Some were completely swept away, and trees sustained severe debarking. At this point in time, I'm going to share the first video that kind of goes along with these timelines of this.
You see coming across the Kansas border now, just about to make it to the Joplin area. We also have some showers and storms across northern Arkansas.
Please do take heed. Get in your tornado shelters right now. We can't stress this enough.
Hey, where you at?
Wait, pull it, go further, get further, it's gonna do it, get further. Not here, up there. Wait, stop, it's coming towards us. Oh, wait, okay, hold on. Oh, no!
I see. We're getting closer, we're gonna get closer.
Watch how big this gets, how fast.
Wait, stop, it's right in the field.
We are going to get closer.
Isaac, it's right there.
I know, it's right there, I know, but we can get closer.
Oh my gosh, roll down your window.
Oh.
Listen to it!
Okay, hold on. Oh, it's getting big.
That is huge!
Is that going because I'm watching a strong, large tornado heading towards the south side of Joplin?
Target 1, and Chief Randolph has advised that we would be waiting before we send anyone out or any of their vehicles out for search and rescue.
31223, I'm on range line now. You can head that line?
Yeah, just kind of go slow and don't keep an eye out because we're not sure where it's going or where it's headed.
Tornado on over Flying J. Tornado over Flying J. I'm in the tornado! You got a way out? I don't know where I'm at.
It's gonna cross the road. You said, oh gosh, okay, got it. There, oh my gosh. There it is.
This is going right in the heart of Joplin, ain't it?
It's good.
we going?
Joplin 2615. We have a house that has been struck. The top of the house has come down on the people.
Shut the door, don't go out there yet.
We have no house left. None. The whole thing's gone. It's gone, man. It's gone.
All right, you get it. Back in.
So the storm has just moved into the city at this point in the story. Your thoughts so far?
That is crazy.
This footage, courtesy of the Weather Channel and National Weather Service, actually, you got to see in real time how fast this thing went from basically like a rope string tornado to a massive tornado that later we'll get into the size some more. But did you see how fast that happened?
Yeah, that was nuts. I knew where it was going because I remember when this happened and everything. That was a crazy time. And but yeah, when I saw that just now, I was like, man, you can't really trust things not to get worse. If there's a bad, anything like that, you need to get away as fast as possible.
It was talking about the police were not planning on sending any rescue forces out till this is over, right? Which is very smart, but they already had, as you saw, one of the officers' dash cam, people that were stuck out in the storm.
That was crazy.
This is another thing. We always talk about these, like ghost stories or other strange things. This is truly something that's very terrifying. We talk about EF4, EF5 storms. They produce the equivalent damage of an atomic bomb.
Right.
So what has just started and what we've just got into here is the making of something. There's not many more dangerous things that can happen in the world than what's happening.
It's like in times level of damage. It's crazy.
Yes. Literally, we're seeing just right now as it starts and builds strength, we're seeing things already getting flattened. And it's just now starting to enter the city of Joplin, Missouri. This was a time period where there was a lot of storms, outbreaks of tornadoes this year, 2011. I'm trying to remember, and it may have been the following year, but nevertheless, here in Indiana, where I live, there was one in Henryville, a town in southern Indiana, and that's actually when I was living in southern Indiana. There was pretty similar damage. Kind of takes me back in the city I was actually in. That tornado wasn't there, but there was a tornado that day.
Yeah.
Like it kind of takes me back to where a tornado was just a few miles from me, right? I mean,
yeah, I remember that it was like a stretch of a few years there where there just seemed like there was way too many tornadoes coming. And I remember thinking, man, what the heck is going on here?
Absolutely terrifying. You have no control over this. There's nothing you could do besides try to get somewhere safe. I will say, though, I will say, just talking about, I don't know off the top of my head what the average lead time is for getting a warning and the sirens and all that, but it seems like they had a pretty decent lead time here.
They at least knew that, there was the chance of it early on.
But typically, I don't think storms even get 15-minute notice for a tornado. I mean, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But still, though, you just start thinking about something so bad's going to happen. How much is 15 minutes, really?
I mean, you can't even get your car packed up in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not with everything that you want to take with you. Yeah,
no, you especially have family, whatever. You definitely can't.
Yeah.
Like I said, slightly different story from what you usually do, but terrifying, man. To me, this is scary. I don't know anything much more scary than this. I mean, I'll take your haunted deer that you talked about last couple weeks.
I got some more similar stuff to that tonight.
We'll jump back into that, of course, here again in a minute. But
yeah,
I think we did a pretty good job setting the stage for the beginning of that.
Very much so. Yeah, that was crazy.
Jeff Townsend Media. CG, good night.
And the question is, do I stay here? Will you be back? Are you gonna come back? Will you be back? Are you coming back?